All right, so I just crashed this DJI Mini 2. Here's my flight path. I was doing a couple of quick shots on the water, and as I was coming back around, flew it right into a tree. Fortunately, I was able to use the Find My Drone feature. Went right next to the house. The people were really nice, let me come onto the property and find it. As soon as I hit start beeping and flashing, I found it within like 3 seconds. I wish I recorded it then, but just really definitely appreciate that Find My Drone app feature. If you haven't seen the footage before this video, I'm sure I'll put it up after, but I wanted to kind of show the damage that happened to it, really, with it hitting a tree like 30 feet up pretty hard and having quite an impact. All it did was chip one blade. I thought it would have damaged pretty much all of them, but I haven't even cleaned it up, but just a little mud. Want to get some dirt off of the camera gimbal and stuff like that, but really just barely any dirt, barely any scratches. Really it's just this one blade, which I'm probably just going to replace. I mean, they're cheap enough. It's one screw, easy replacement, but first I'm going to actually sand it down and see if it still flies. Not because I need to, I just want to see how much abuse these blades can take. But actually, you know what? First, I'll try flying it without even sanding it down and see how it does. I am definitely going to replace it, but I just want to see how does it do with the damaged blades. So let's see how that works out. All right, so this is with the damaged blade. No repairs done at all. Just got a little dirt off of it. And oh, it's saying compass calibration required. So let's calibrate this real quick. And there we go. I'm not surprised that it needed to be calibrated. Let's see how it does. Oh my. It's a little jiggly, but I mean, it is flying. I could, if I was able to take off with it after that crash, I could have flown home no problem. Look at that. Again, not perfect, a little shaky, but I am really impressed at how durable this thing is. Let's take it for a quick flight around. I mean, I really wouldn't have even known it just had an accident unless I knew it just had an accident. I'm definitely I'm changing the prop on there either way, because I want to make sure that it can always have optimum performance and everything. But I am really impressed. Man. Alright, so after the crash, I only ended up changing 2 of the props. They were the ones that came with it. I was surprised at what condition it was actually in. I was able to fly it right afterwards, but I wanted to change them either way. After changing the props, I was flying it quite a bit and actually ended up crashing it a couple more times. And I got a set of props that came with batteries when I purchased it. And I noticed they weren't quite the same quality. I'm sure they would do fine. But for only 14 bucks I was able to get a full set for the actual OEM DJI Mini 2 props. So soon I'll be changing all of them over just to make sure that I have new props on the entire thing to help optimize the performance. But I was incredibly surprised at, 1, how durable the props were, 2, how durable the entire aircraft was. There really wasn't any damage to it. This is the most amount of damage that happened, was this little nick on the blade. I really consider myself quite fortunate with that. Because aside from a few nicks on the blades and, you know, a couple surface scratches, there was really nothing horrible with the aircraft. Now, I was also flying fairly slow. I'm sure it would be different if I was in sport mode and really moving and really slammed into it. Thank God I didn't land in the water, so I was able to recover the aircraft and repair it. But even right after the crash, if it was able to take off, I could have flown it home. Just changed a few of the props and have been flying it quite a bit. Since I've changed them, I've actually crashed it 2 more times, simply because the one time I was just trying to get a shot that I really shouldn't have been, but really wanted to get the image. And the second time, it was simply because I was using the Quick, and it doesn't have sensors, so I was over water using the Quick shot. It just didn't seem to be able to tell how high it was. So instead of going back and up like it's supposed to, it started going back and down, and then started to go up and back down, and it just flew into a bush. Both times flew fine right afterwards. I'm really surprised at how durable it's been, and I'm really impressed with DJI. One thing I will say is that it's made me realize that you know, just the little bits of maintenance can do quite a bit though. I did notice that with the small nicks on the props, it would shake quite a bit. So even though it can fly, I don't want to damage any of the motors or, you know, overextend the gimbal and burn out the gimbal motor. So I really feel that for the $14, it's not a big price to pay to put those props on there and make sure that it's flying at its optimal potential. So from now on, I'm going to be carrying a couple sets of spare props, and after this flight, I'm going to end up swapping them all out and keeping fresh props on it. And I'll probably keep some of these as a spare just in case, but really for the $14, I'm really surprised at how durable it is, and really relieved, because we put a good amount of money into our drones and stuff to get the footage, and it's good to know that they aren't that fragile. Thank you for joining in. Here's a few more clips of those crashes.